This is Pigsy doing another video. So that's what I made earlier, and I've shifted it across into here, into the things like this container anyway. So as it settles down, I've been removing some of the fluid on it. However, the fluid is quite an interesting combination, because I'm going to taste it. See, you wouldn't be able to do that with any other Ormus, and please do not do that if you make something with sodium hydroxide, because it will burn the shit out of your tongue. But this won't, because it's the sodium hydroxide has a reaction with the sulphur in the Epsom salts and turns into a sulphide, and it's quite an interesting thing. I just doing some research, because I was thinking to myself, why is it not basically, why is it more sort of alkaline? And it seems to have brought it right down. I'll have to test it, but it's not dangerous, put it that way. Otherwise, it would have a sting on your tongue. It wouldn't sort of kill you. What just in there would kill you, but basically it would have a burning sensation on your tongue, and then you just have to wash your mouth out, or take a lot of water or something. So it's a different chemical compound. I've added some of it. I passed some of it over to my so in there I put some in there because I've got you might have not heard that. So I've got in there is I was experimenting with I've got a sacred lotus. So it started growing for a bit. I'm not too sure what's going on with it, so I fed it. So I stuck some Ormus in the water to try to make it a bit more alkaline. It needs to have a boost of something. It's just not really taking hold. I might do some other work with my other plants. And let's have a look. I've got here as well. This is interesting. Let's see if I can come right in. You may be able to see something. There's a little dark seed. So that's my blue lotus. See if I can see these actually. See, they're really small. So yeah, there's a little black dots. The theory is the seeds might need to be sort of chemically, they might be softened. So I've put it in this. I've basically put in that mixture. Put it in an extractor on the top here, and I'm going to pop that. I've popped that with the seed, and I'm just going to leave it and just see what happens. So yeah, definitely it's small progress, but this is quite interesting, because sulphur is one of the things your body needs. It's quite important. As don't know if you heard that. There's a fridge going a bit weird, or something's looking in the fridge. So yeah, it's one of the essential minerals for us. You can look up a list of the essential sort of minerals. If you get these minerals into your body, then basically you boost your system. It's just finding a way so your body can absorb them without any issues. And I think along the way is to look out what plants need, and then figure out how to fit that into things. So that's always helpful. Now, what else have I got going on here? So I've got some orgone. This is some black crow Ormus. It's got magnetites, and it's been ground down as a powder and put into here. I might do some more. I've got some load of bottles. I've got it in liquid form, so I might just dry it up and then convert it. I think it's best to let sort of with these formulas, you don't really want to be sort of trying to heat it up to try to evaporate extra fluid, and we can remove it. So this is quite interesting. This stuff here, don't just throw the liquid away, because what's in the liquid is something completely different. I probably need to experiment and look at that. It's definitely not. I mean, there might be a slight. So if we get the light right, there may be within it a slight golden colour to it, but it looks fairly white to me. But that's actually what you'd have for the sulphur. But it doesn't have that, so it's quite interesting. It's a compound that I've made during the process, which explains why. Let's have a look in here. It might show us. See, you can see the sediment moving. But it originally formed was slightly different to that. It had to flake. It was more flaky. It had to some shape to it, so it's a bit different. It wasn't just like fluffy Ormus. I'll have to make some other Ormus and show you the difference. So maybe I'll make at some point. I'll make some with the just with the pure Epsom salts, and you'll see it's a totally different mixture. So that's one of the experiments. So these are my other plants. I think I mentioned I potted some in pots basically. I put a worm in a couple of the pots. God knows what it was doing to it. I don't know if it's actually helped it or hindered it. So yeah, this one's quite big. So that's worked quite well. I might have to repot it. It's interesting for this special plant. And this is a quite weird one. Something here, it's got a couple of leaves here, a couple of leaves there. It's like gone a bit crazy. So I might need to figure out and get a bigger kind of pot and transfer them at some point. But they got a massive root structure. They really like a deep pot. Basically, they just shot straight down the bottom. It went straight down into there really quickly. From a seedling, it just fired it right down. So a narrow pot would be perfect for them. However, in the UK they go wiry. That's the problem. You don't want to end up snapping its head off. And it's just trying to grow it. It's a pain in the arse, basically. So, another freaky thing. See this thing here, the spider moves on its own. As you can see, it's sideways. So if I move him across, for some reason he's been attracted over to my little cactus, but it's bucket at the moment. I have to sort this one out. Yeah, it was doing alright, and I put sand in it. I thought the sand would help it. It bloody hates it. So I'm going to have to probably repot these things. It looks like it's trying to kill it. So I don't know what they put in clay pit type sand, sharp sand. You shouldn't be really doing that to flipping cactuses, so it makes me wonder if it's poisonous. So they're the prickly lettuce. That one and that one. More chilli. Yeah, again the bloody sand seems to be affecting them. And this one here as well, he's not happy. This one's not particularly bothered. But why would sand have such an impact on plants? I'll have to do some research on that one. Yeah, and this one seems to be a bit weaker than I basically planned for him. This root structure, let's have a look. I think it might be seen. I think he's also got the worm inside it, this pot. So maybe they're not having a good time, they'll not get along. Who knows? It wants a bit. Well, this is the thing. Is it thirsty, or is he suffering a bit of root rot? There may be the moisture's built up at the bottom. I kind of made it airy, the soil, but it's got a point where it might not work as well. Kind of incubates them to the next level, I guess. And then I need to transfer them into a nice big pot. So I might slap them all in one big pot all together, and then take it from there. The only issue I've got is I need to be able to strap them to a cane or do something like that, because they're just too bloody long like that. See, that comes up there. if it wasn't there, it'd just flop all over the bloody place. It's not quite the same as this one here, where you've got your chilli, because it's gone all thick, so the stalk's gone all thick, and it's gone up that way. If it had that kind of thickness to it, it'd be brilliant, but it doesn't. It's been a bit wimpy, because it's like it's thinner than a dandelion, you know. Anyway, this is Pixie signing off, and speak to you soon.